presented by Fields Auto Group.
That one bumped out into very deep left center. Gone! Bryant crushes one to left, and it will go! 4-1.
After beating the Angels 5-1 last night, Cubs look to sweep this two-game series and in the process extend their win streak to a season-best 9 games. Jason Hamill gets a start for the Northsiders. He'll go up against former Cub a long time ago, Ricky Nolasco. First pitch comes your way, 7:05, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Hello and welcome in. Cubs Pregame Live presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. All right, Holly. Exactly a month ago today, July 10, Cubs go into their final game before the All-Star break. It's a Sunday. They've lost 9 of 10. Cubby Nation is terrified, and they may get swept by the Pirates. And oh my goodness, all the gloom and doom. Since then, 18-6. The division lead is back up to 12 games over the Cardinals, more over the Pirates. What a difference a month can make.
We are right, and I was thinking back to earlier today to your panic. We were talking about games behind playing into the St. Louis Cardinals series. 12 games. Is that a little bit better than the 10 where it was a couple days ago? You feel good? I mean, that's how good they've been. They've played that way. The great starting pitching has been outstanding. I mean, to me, the one thing that really does stand out is how good the offense has been collectively. We're not talking about individual performances. We're talking about a group effort right now. That's great to see. The bullpen is doing its job. I mean, you see the script so many nights. Early runs, battling back a little bit early, but getting that lead, holding on to that lead. That's the one thing that's been so impressive to me as well during the streak is when the Cubs get the lead, they're not giving it back. And you think back to the struggles in that stretch where they were struggling at the end of the first half, that was a big part of what was going on. Even when they were scoring, they were giving runs back with the pitching.
All right, a big key to the Cubs' recent success has been their starting pitching. In the 23 games since the All-Star break back July 10th, the starters' ERA is .242. They've allowed just 106 hits, struck out 127 in 149 innings, and opponents are batting just .201 against them collectively. The latest to add to this total, John Lackey last night. After giving up a home run to the second batter he faced, Lackey was magnificent.
Yes, he was. And, again, using the fastball to get ahead. You saw the two-seamer last night. You saw the backup slider. I love the cement mixer to the left-handed hitter. Really did a fantastic job. He always is controlling Trout and Pujols in the middle of that lineup, especially against this Angels team. Wow. I mean, job well done. 0 for 7 in the ballgame. That tells you how good he was last night. You saw a great 8 innings from him. And, again, once he got the lead, he made the lead stand up. It's all they got. Cole Calhoun, that was literally the only damage in the game.
All right, this is the final interleague game for the Cubs this year, unless, of course, a World Series appearance. And the Northsiders have had plenty of success against the junior circuit, going 12-4 in interleague contests. In series opener, they're outscoring opponents 39-4. And as good as we said the starting pitchers have been since the All-Star game, they're even better against the AL, who are hitting just $1.69 against them.
Well, you speak to what you know and what you don't know, Cappy. I talk about this all the time in interleague play. You talk about teams who are unfamiliar with each other. And again, you're speaking to the talent level that the Cubs have. So first thing we admit to ourselves is, yes, the talent is superior. Jake Arrieta is better. Kyle Hendricks has a different dynamic. John Lester does what he does. But again, you start to look at the matchups and look at the teams, there's not common denominators. In the National League, there always is. You play teams multiple times. You play them multiple series. And so you get looks at guys. And when you take a Jake Arrieta and you give him one look over a couple of years, good luck. You got no shot. Again, by the time you get at least an idea where the ball's coming out, he's already gone 7 complete. So that's part of what's going on here. It is speaking to the talent level that this Cubs team has. And again, the depth of the offense, great to see. They've been putting together great at-bats. I thought they did a really, really good job in Oakland putting together outstanding at-bats consecutively and finding ways to win ball games. Not easy to go out west for one series and sweep.
Let's take a look at today's pitching matchup brought to you by Bona, the original Italian beef. Jason Hamill to the bump tonight, goes for his 12th win of the season. He's matched up against Ricky Nolasco, 4-8, with a rather bloated 5.23 ERA this season. More on him in a moment. Hamill, perfect 4-0 since the All-Star break. He hasn't pitched since last Tuesday when he threw 6 shutout innings against the Miami Marlins. He then went on the bereavement list, and now he is back. As for Nolasco, he came over to the Angels from the Twins in a deadline deal. So you look at a guy like Nolasco. His debut, he gets a no decision. He gave up 5 earned. He just has not been what I think Minnesota thought he'd be, and he hasn't yet found a niche in Anaheim, although it's early.
I think he capitalized on a career year. I think many people in the industry thought that as well with the 4-year deal that he landed, coming off the best year of his career. That's what you call it a career year for. So, Ricky Nolasco, listen, this guy's got great secondary pitches. There's going to be a good little test here for him, and you're seeing it right now. He's got great breaking stuff. In fact, he uses that more than the fastball. That's why you're going to hear me talk a lot about during the pregame show, the Cubs being aggressive early in the count. That's where you'll see those fastballs early in the count. You don't want to mess around with those secondary pitches. He's got a good assortment of them. But with that being said, Cappy, to your point, gave up 3 homers in his last start, and that does stand out. And when the numbers prove, when you look at what he's done over the last couple of seasons and even this year, you got to get after him early. Get on that fastball because, again, those breaking pitches are good, but he's given up 21 homers. So, and a lot of that's done in the early part of the count.
Let's talk about Jason Hamill. He's been really good. Last year, he was great in the first half. He was very off in the second half. This year, he said he changed his preseason routine, better conditioning. They got him into the potato chip thing seriously because of the amount of, he needs some more sodium in his diet to keep some water. What's your take on how he's throwing?
Well, I mean, the consistency. I mean, that's just it. I mean, the fastball command hasn't left him. One thing that I talked about last year in watching Jason Hamill threw an awful lot of sliders, and his slider was outstanding, but I was worried about if he needed to get back to his fastball command, if that slider left him at all. And it seemed like it did just a little bit, certainly down the stretch where his fastball command left. That's the difference. I mean, his slider is one of the best pitches, one of his best pitches, and one of the better sliders in the game of baseball. But with that being said, you can't go out there and just throw all sliders. You got to throw fastballs. You got to mix your pitch as well. You've got to set that pitch up. I talk about throwing it for a strike, throwing it for a wipeout pitch. He's doing that again this year, but what you've watched, the better balance between his fastball command. There's been times where he's really leaned on that slider to get him out of trouble, but when he's needed that fastball and that good two-seamer to the corner, it hasn't left him. Last year, it seemed like it did, and when he needed to go get that fastball and get back into a count, he couldn't do it all the time. This year, he's doing it.
All right, we got to take our first time out of Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. When we return, take a look at the lineups for both squads. And the waiting game continues with Tommy LaStella. What kind of effect can an incident like this have on a big league clubhouse? Todd Hollandsworth, a 12-year pro, gives us his perspective. And it's 28 minutes till the start of the game. Still time to give Feldco a call. 866-4FEL-DCO.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
Is price important? You bet it is. Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group.
It's the best price. You know it's the right price.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
Those other things are just perks, extras. It's not like it's built into the price.
Exactly. A low price and Fields amenities at no additional charge.
I got more car for the money.
It's what we do. Fields matters because you matter.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 Double Play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Pat Hughes reporting from Wrigleyville Sports, where the excitement is building. Devin is getting a new home white jersey customized while he waits. He'll be ready for game action in no time. Ashley is having fun taking selfies in her new Cubs t-shirt. Fits like a glove. Colin is testing out a new bat. Get out the tape measure, long gone. Across the street from Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville Sports is your one-stop shop for everything Cubs. Open 7 days a week or anytime at WrigleyvilleSports.com.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99, only at White Castle.
Prepare to be amazed by Stow and Go seating. It stows, and you go.
Right. Here it
About time, Larry.
Get 0% financing plus current FCA vehicle owners get $1,500 total bonus cash on the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
I don't think I regret anything. I don't live my life. I went through the stage where I think I was bitter. There's some things obviously that transpired a couple years through there that I think jaded me a little bit. It took me some time to kind of get away and understand that it does me no good. I don't want to live I want to be upbeat, positive.
Monday, Mark Pryor joins me for Inside Look presented by Cadillac. Though his career was cut very short due to injuries, Pryor is a big part of the Cubs' storied history. We relive some amazing moments and see what Mark Pryor is doing now, plus a dissection of the play that lives on in infamy. Inside Look, Mark Pryor debuts Monday night at 7. And speaking of Pryor, if you look at his numbers in the years he was active, 02 to 06, highest strikeout per 9 inning in the majors at 10.37, coming in second, teammate Kerry Wood at 9.92, Johan Santana, Randy Johnson, and Oliver Perez, and Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez round out the top 6. Look at that number. All right, let's send it out to Kelly Kroll. It's time for our Coors Light Game Report.
Thanks, Cap. Well, the good times continue to roll here for the Cubs, who are looking for a season-high 9th straight win tonight in the finale against their quick 2-game set against the Angels. And it doesn't feel much like the dog days in that clubhouse right now. A very good energy for a team that's 29 games over 500. We had a chance to talk to John Lester, who will open the series tomorrow against the Cardinals, one that should be a very good one. And he said the key to this successful run is very simple.
We've been playing so good for the past, really since the All-Star break. What has it been? 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So we've been playing. I just like that term because it's simple. It's clean baseball. We've been doing that. We haven't been making errors. We haven't been throwing the ball around. Our pitching staff has done a great job as far as minimizing free passes. We kind of got in that rut where guys were walking a bunch of guys and giving free base runners. So I think we've gotten back to what we were doing early in the season, and I think it's kind of showed the last couple of weeks.
We knew we had to kick it into high gear. We're trying to clinch as quickly as possible. So we're trying to do it right before September so we can just no, I'm playing. No, but we are. We're trying to not a month off, but give the guys some breathers that needed and go at it like that.
Fowler was joking a bit about clinching the division as quickly as possible. He says, I haven't made a concerted effort to talk to the guys about it, but hey, now that I've talked to you guys about it, they'll probably all know. And one thing we know is when that clinching does happen, Madden will certainly look to rest certain guys. And he's been doing that all season long in the right places at the right times. Tonight, we're going to see Jorge Soler get the evening off as Chris Bryant takes over in left, and Javier Baez will be at third. And Jason Hamill will be taking the mound, looking to make it a perfect 5-0 since the All-Star break. That'll do it here from the north side. Let's go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Welcome back. Our pregame show is presented by the Fields Auto Group. Everybody excited because the Cubs are playing well, but it's slow down. One batter, one pitch, one out at a time.
No, and that's just it, right. I mean, you certainly want to do things. I mean, you talk about winning and getting it done and getting guys breathers. It's all positive. But, again, this team has done such a fantastic job of kind of bringing it all together for the day. Whatever we do that day, let's leave it in that day and get on to the next day, and we'll go about our business that way. That's why you saw the losing streak happen the way that it did. That's why you're seeing the winning streak happening the way that it's happening right now. This is an incredibly talented group, Cubs fans. You've got one of the best teams in the National League. I think back to the panic. There was no reason to panic. This team is setting itself up for a great run. You got a deep, deep team and a good roster. They're going to be right there at the end of August and early September.
All right, let's talk about Tommy La Stella. It's the elephant in the room. He talked to Jesse Rogers of ESPN 1000 yesterday, and he said, look, there's nowhere else I want to play. I don't want to be in the minor leagues. I don't want to go play for the Yankees. I don't want to go play for the Dodgers. I only want to play for the Chicago Cubs. So he's at home in New Jersey. And my first reaction is, well, you go where your bosses tell you to go. But in talking with people around there, they went, this is not a big issue for us, and if he comes back, he will be welcomed back into that clubhouse. Something more has got to be going on.
I completely agree that something more is going on there. I would also question the fact that why would you put yourself out there that way? Even if you believe that today, do you really know that you're going to believe that 2 years from now? I mean, again, this is a game where everybody listens and everybody pays attention. General managers around the game are watching the situation going, well, Tommy La Stella has been a nice player for the Chicago Cubs. We might be interested in him a year or two from now. Why would he make those statements now and essentially burn those bridges? So, I mean, if he means what he says, you certainly want to take him at his word. I get it. I mean, I'm sure the organization appreciates his loyalty. I don't know why, even if he would have reached out to the organization that way and expressed himself that way, why he would want to make that public. So, yeah, it's still interesting because he's not where he needs to be, which is in AAA because he got optioned down. I don't think the players will have issue with that. I really don't. This is a really tight-knit group. They pull together well, and they probably understand his circumstances better than you and I do and anybody else around here. So the bottom line is this: do they accept him and they welcome him back in if it does happen that way? Sure. The only thing I would add to this is that if he did go back to AAA and just do the time, so to speak, I don't think he's getting judged down there either. I mean, if you were to go down there and say struggle for a week, it's no big deal.
He's already proven himself.
He's still Joe Madden's guy. That's what you got to understand. So I clearly don't know all the details of what Tommy's thinking about right here, but I would just say I caution burning bridges with other organizations because you just don't know how the rest of your career is going to go.
All right, let's look at the Cubs lineup brought to you by Wrigleyville Sports. Joe Madden drops this lineup card out to home plate tonight. Fowler's in center. Bryant the 2-hole in left. Riz is over at first, Zobrist at second, Russell at short, Hayward in right, Contreras is catching, Baez will get the start at third, and Jason Hamill activated. He makes the start. Last night, Wilson Contreras hit his first home run since July 4th. His bat has been heating up as of late. Last 7 games, hitting .308 with a double, a homer, 3 walks, and he looks pretty good behind the plate. Last night, the throw he made to second, that was better than 10 home runs for me.
I tend to agree with you. I don't know about 10 homers, though. I like 10 homers. That's a big number. Wilson Contreras' game, yeah, it's certainly been solid all season long. I don't think that we've really ever questioned the bat. Now, I know if you look at the batting average, and here's that play right there, Cappy, what arm strength, right? Great to see. If you look at his bat, you've probably watched his batting average come down a little bit. That's predictable for any young player establishing himself at the major league level. There's usually a burst in excitement of first 2 weeks, big numbers and big-time stuff as you see lots and lots of fastballs. Knew those numbers were going to come back down, but the great thing that you're seeing from him now is that he's readjusting. It's that second adjustment that you always need to see for a young player. And we talk about him in terms of coming up and making the impression. I can name about 5 guys this year around Major League Baseball that came up and got it done early, started to struggle, and never recovered. Found themselves back in AAA, and they're kind of on that freeway back and forth. Contreras went through it, struggled just a little bit offensively, although his defense got out, seems to be taking steps forward, and the bat's coming back around. Great to see. That tells me this kid's here to stay.
All right, time for Built for Business, presented by our friends at Comcast Business. And today, we're looking at Albert Pujols' magnificent career numbers at Wrigley. Cubs fans are glad he decided to leave St. Louis for Anaheim 5 years ago. In 88 games at the friendly confines, sluggers hitting .302, 17 doubles, 28 home runs, 72 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.025. That is just unbelievable. Comcast Business, built for business. Okay, 88 games. The guy's putting up numbers that guys don't get in double that.
Yeah, Cappy, and the thing about that 1028 OPS, that's just slightly above his career average. I mean, this guy has been an absolute beast. First ballot Hall of Famer. We know it. We've all talked about it. And he's had quite a season this year, especially with runners in scoring position. So keep your eye on that. We know in this ball game, last night's ball game, Albert Pujols was shut down. He was contained, much like Trout was as well. You've got to do it. 26 RBIs in the second half in 23 ball games, hitting well over 300 with a slugging percentage over 500. With runners in scoring position. When nobody's on, he's hitting 200. So, listen, he's probably set his sights on cashing in some of those runs because this Angels offense has struggled.
Keep those bases empty.
Keep him empty tonight.
All right, but as good as Pujols has been at Wrigley, he ranks 9th on the list of career home runs at Wrigley by a visiting player. The leader, Willie Mays, with 54, followed by Hank Aaron and Mike Schmidt with 50. Schmidt got 4 in one ball game. You look at that list, there's some pretty amazing names there. Here's Mike Soch's lineup. He'll go with Escobar at third. Calhoun, who homered last night, in right. Trout, maybe baseball's best, is in center. Pujols at first. And Drelton Simmons is at short. G-Man Choi is in left. Soto coming off the DL is going to get the start at catcher, the former Cub. Ricky Nolasco pitches, and Gregorio Petit is a .282 hitter. He is at second. You mentioned Mike Trout. His WAR numbers this year, 6.5, bringing his career total up to 45. Take a look at some of the names he's passed this season on the career wins above replacement list. Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. Lou Brock, Hall of Famer. Dale Murphy, Bernie Williams. That's pretty amazing. Gil Hodges. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, again, it's interesting as you start to talk ceiling. Like, what is Mike Trout's ceiling? And he continues to impress and continues to get better. I remember the first time early this year when the Cubs saw Mike Trout and the Angels early in the season, he was struggling a little bit with his swing, and you know what? He's back, and it's like, who doubts that his OPS is going to get up to where it's at right now, 973. He is that type of player. His struggles have not even been, I mean, they're just small sample sizes. I would think Andrew McCutchen this year with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who's, a very clear comparable at times, has had a very, very tough season this year, struggling an awful lot. But Trout, he finds ways to contribute even when he's not swinging the bat. Great base runner, great defender, good team leader, and always puts out a good quality at bat.
All right, we have to take our final time out before we hand it over to Len and JD for the call of the series finale. Cubs and the LA Angels of Anaheim. When we return, Holly gives us his keys to the game. We'll each pick our key performers. Be right back.
It starts with the low field's price, and then we include all of the field's amenities at no extra charge.
I'm not overpaying for my vehicles. I'm getting great customer service and great amenities at Fields.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
It's not about the word free, it's the way they deliver it and what they deliver.
We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It's a commitment to our customers we made long ago. Fields matters because you matter.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99. Only at White Castle.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named a Car Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
The Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation and the Bono family have teamed up to knock cancer out of the park. Order your Italian beef the Rizzo way, and Bono will donate to my charity. I'm proud to be working with the Cubs and the Bono family, two Chicago originals.
Order it the Rizzo way at your local Bono restaurant.
Today's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is Piggery at 1625 West Irving Park. Our director, Terry Cortez, loves that place. You are not heading to Wrigley tonight. Watch today's CSN broadcast at the Piggery. See the complete list of the CSN Bars of the Game, presented by Coors Light. Visit csnchicago.com. All right, time for the ATI Physical Therapy Injury Report. The Cubs are getting healthier. Righty Trevor Cahill has been sidelined since July 9 with patellar tendonitis in his right knee. He's been pitching down in Iowa, where he has a .397 ERA in 5 appearances. Gave up back-to-back jacks in the first today. Team is using his rehab assignment to stretch him out. It's possible he can make a spot start for the Cubs next Tuesday when they play the doubleheader against the Brewers. All right, welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Cap and Holly with you. Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to the ball game. Here is Holly Time 28.
All right, let's make it 9 in a row, and I think I got some good keys for this one. Aggressive in fastball counts, particularly early, talking Ricky Nolasco. All right, here's what stands out. First pitch, hitters are hitting .439 against him if you go after that first pitch fastball. 1-0, 294, 0-1, 365, 1-1, 438, and just a ton of damage done early. Why do I say that? Well, he's setting up his breaking pitches, and really what I'm getting to is he's got a good breaking ball. He's got a good slider to go along with it. He throws it more than he throws his fastball, actually. So I think it's going to be key for the Cubs to think about being ready to hit that first good fastball they see in their at-bats today. And again, 90-91. He's not going to blow your doors down with velocity, but it's probably going to be one of the better pitches you'll get in your at-bats. Limit Trout and Pujols, plain and simple. 0-7. John Lackey did a fantastic job last night limiting both of these guys. I'm not sure if there's a combination around baseball that does more for their team than Trout and Pujols, and I say that because the Angels are 49-63. It tells you that baseball really doesn't work that way, but when you look at the rest of this lineup, you've got guys in there. Calhoun's a very nice player. Escobar's solid, but you just don't have the depth in this lineup. I'll make the comparison. Albert Pujols has 21 homers and 86 RBIs. Andrelton Simmons is hitting behind him. He has 1 home run and 24 RBIs. Who are you pitching to? You're pitching to Andrelton Simmons, so that's what it comes down to. Last one's lock it down. We clearly have an advantage down there in the bullpen. The Angels do not have the strikeout arms that the Cubs do. It's an advantage. We'll see if the Cubs need it tonight and use it as this game goes late. I think it will play itself out. If the Cubs get an early lead, we'll see those guys doing their thing.
All right, time for our key performers for today's ballgame. I won the last one. I get to go first, and I am going to go with Anthony Rizzo. He got a big workout in this morning, and he says he feels good. I'm going Riz.
He told you he's feeling good for tonight's ball
game? He did. I ran into him today.
All right, well, if he's hot, then Ben Zobrist will be the one driving him in. So I'm going Ben Zobrist. Even though the lefty-righty splits kind of favor the righties, we're both going with a couple lefties, and they both have good numbers against him in their career.
All right, Crew's going with Addison Russell. We'll see who ends up carrying the Cubs if they can find a way to win 9 in a row. Number 9 would be tonight over the Angels. Thank you for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He's Todd Hollingsworth for our tremendous crew. I'm David Kaplan. We will see you for the post-game show live from Wrigley after this one goes final. See ya.
Swinging out to Vegas for the weekend. Roll, just roll those dice.
Value City Furniture presents How to Manage All That Stuff. Step 1. Acquire stuff. A little more and...
Where'd my bed go?
Next, consider getting rid of the aforementioned stuff.
No.
Thought so. Now go to Value City Furniture and buy a new storage bed. You'll save money and space without having to get rid of any stuff.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
And that's how to buy the perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
Now I can get more stuff.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
We are the Coors Brewing Company, and our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. A beer proud enough to wear our name in big, red, scripted letters. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
I'm a big fan of my Bank of America mobile banking app. I can manage my accounts, deposit checks, get alerts, pay my bills, and more. I'm a big fan of this team, too. In fact, I tried out to be the mascot. Apparently, I'm overqualified. I do not have an overbite.
Baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Beautiful night here on the north side as the Cubs go for the sweep and their 9th consecutive win as they host the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Great to have you with us alongside Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. The Cubs have played well against everybody, and it would not be a surprise to know they have dominated their American League opponents.
Indeed, they have 12-4 record for the Cubs in interleague play, .750 winning percentage. That is the best in all of baseball. How are they doing it? Primarily the pitching. You see the runs per game, just about what they normally do, but they have pitched lights out with 1.86 ERA in interleague play, by far the best in Major League Baseball.
And tonight they will hand the ball to veteran right-hander Jason Hamill. I wouldn't say he's the forgotten man, but you know, he has the best ERA of his career going into tonight.
Yeah, boys, he's been really good lately too. His last 4 starts, he's won them all. He's got a 1.50. He has the 3rd best ERA in baseball since the All-Star break.
It'll be right-hander Ricky Nolasco, a recent acquisition, starting for the Angels tonight. The other 4 Cubs starters leading into tonight, a combined 4-0 with a 1.19 ERA their last time through. Jason Hamill takes the ball next.
Add flexible storage to any room with Dakota Shelving. Pre-finished shelf boards make it easy to create your own custom storage space. 11 3/4-inch 4-foot square edge shelves are just $4.99 each after rebate. For the ultimate stain blocking paint and primer in one, choose Dutch Boy Platinum. It seals common household stains. Save $7 a gallon. That's $35 on 5-gallon pails. Find this and more during Menards Made in the USA sale.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a golden opportunity to discover the power of the human hand, the ability of a Lexus Master Craftsman to turn an ordinary experience into an extraordinary one. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our most refined vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 ES350 with 0 due at signing for $419 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99, only at White Castle.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Welcome back to beautiful Wrigley Field, the team with the longest current winning streak in the majors. The Cubs have won 8 in a row, and the team with the longest losing streak, the Angels, who have dropped their last 5 in a row. Jason Hamill getting set to work against this Angels Southwest starting lineup, and they have dropped into last place in the American League West, 49 up and 63 down. Escobar, Calhoun, who homered in the first last night. Trout and Pujols combined with no hits against the Cubs in 3 games this season. Andrelton Simmons hot as of late. At the dish, it's Choi and left. Former Cub Giovanni Soto back off the disabled list tonight. The pitcher bats 8th. That's Nolasco. And Gregorio Petit, second baseman, hitting 9th.
Cubs defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. You'll see an outfield, a long, tall, lanky outfield of Brian Fowler and Hayward. Baez, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo third to first. Addison Russell's only committed 1 error in his last 38 games. Ben Zobrist has only made 2 errors all year. Wilson Contreras is the catcher, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jason Hamill. Start number 22. Last one came back on August 2nd. 11-5 with a 3.07 ERA, just outside the top 10 in the National League in terms of earned run average. League hitting .220 against him. Like the rest of the Cubs rotation, been awfully good here in his home ballpark. 6-1 with a .224 here at Wrigley.
And your umpires tonight: Hunter Wendelstedt behind the plate. The crew chief is Jerry Lane at first. Stu Sherwater at second. Trip Gibson is at third. And here we go. First pitch swinging. Fouled back by Escobar for strike one.
Escobar, one of the more aggressive hitters in the league. So he's not your prototypical leadoff guy. Hits for a high average, though.
Ground ball to third, right at Javier Baez, who will lob it over to Rizzo for out number one.
Hey, if you're looking for a guy to see pitches working at bat, Escobar is not really your guy. If you're looking for a guy to put it in play, he's qualified. And one quick out for Jason, who in his last start against the Marlins went 6 shutout. His 11th win, a career high for him.
Calhoun homered in the first off John Lackey in game one, snapped a 35-game homerless drought. That would be it for the scoring, as Lackey would go 8. Give up just 3 hits.
Calhoun's a good player. Not a really well-known player, but he's got a lot of things going on. He's patient. He has power. He's a very good defender.
Won a Gold Glove last year. That's a strike. Hamill back from the bereavement list. A couple family members dealing with some health issues. Officially activated last night. So this is his first start in 8 days.
Should be fresh. Might see a little extra jump on that fastball tonight.
Here's his 2-2 to Calhoun. A ground ball to Baez, who is 2 for 2 defensively. Maybe we should do that with defenders like we do guys at the plate. Baez at third is 5 for 5 tonight.
He's fielding. Have you noticed the throws he's made? He's just kind of flipping them over there. Normally he winds up and turns it loose.
Trout 0 for 12 with 5 strikeouts against the Cubs this season. What to do if you're the Angels? He just turned 25, on a Hall of Fame track already. Do you build around them? Do you even consider trading him? High fly ball, Fowler drifting over into right center, and that will end a quick 1-2-3 first on 9 pitches for Jason Hamill.
Know you can keep your financial big picture under control. Know you can see how much you have to spend and whether you should transfer funds. Know you can easily keep track of what you're putting away. know you're budgeted for the great escape. Thanks to Virtual Wallet by PNC.
One of these is not like the others, because only one triple doubles the seasoned beef, nacho cheese sauce, and crunchy tostada. Taco Bell's new limited edition triple double crunch wrap. It's one you don't want to miss.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Heineken is served in 192 countries. It's world famous, like me. Excuse me.
Antonio Banderas!
Enjoyed in 192 countries. There's more behind the star.
The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. That has happened quite a bit this year, as Fowler has put together an all-star and at times an MVP-like campaign. Cubs Southwest starting lineup: Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo started. Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward in the middle. Contreras, Baez, and Hamill rounding it out.
Angels defensively brought to you by Arby's. Choi, Trout, Calhoun, the Gold Glove winner in right. Simmons has got a couple of those, as does Albert Pujols. They're joined on the infield by Escobar and Petit. Giovanni Soto, the former Cub behind the dish. Lexus starting pitcher. Farmer Cub. The former Cub farmhand, Ricky Nolasco, making his second start with the Angels. The rest of his work this year coming with the Minnesota Twins. He is 4-8 with a 5.23 earned run average. He's allowed 21 long balls, including 3 in his last start, and that was his first start with the Angels.
Guessing Gio caught Nolasco at some point in their minor league days with the Cubs. Long time ago. 1-2 on Dexter Fowler. 2-2.
Nolasco traded to the Marlins for Juan Pierre. Had a nice run there. Moved on to the Dodgers. Signed a 4-year free agent deal with the Twins. He's got this year and next still on that deal.
Feathered in the air, right field, and it'll drop for a base hit in front of Calhoun. So, Greater Chicago Food Depository can add $100 to the mix, courtesy Binny's and Dexter Fowler. They'll try to start another run streak. Last night, he did not score for the first time in 10 games. Bryant steps in. Homered last night, is 28th. And a pitch. Low and outside. 84 degrees. Slight breeze off the lake out of the east at 5 miles an hour. Very comfortable.
Running game is in play here tonight, and you might even see a delayed steal. Giovanni Soto, he's got the thing. He was with the White Sox last year, so folks may remember he has a hard time throwing the ball back to the mound. It's not quite as ugly as it was last year. You see him drop to his knees and just flick his wrist. When in a base stealing situation, he comes out of his crouch and he was able to get plenty on the throw, but he's got a little mental issue with that throw back to the mound.
You see the base runner and the first baseman right now dealing with the sun.
And that may explain the Baez throws in the top of the first inning, too.
Sure.
Rizzo might have said, hey, you know,
take it easy.
You don't need to come at me at 98. I might not see it.
outside, 2 balls and a strike. So for Nolasco, his second start as an Angel. You mentioned the big contract he signed with the Twins. It did not work out well for them, as he really struggled in his time there. 15 and 22 with a 5.44 ERA and 57 appearances. 56 were starts. He's now 33 years old. And you see what he did in his Angels debut against the A's last Thursday.
It's always dangerous when you commit that amount of money and time to a player of his age. You can see why they did it. He's been a good, durable, middle of the rotation type pitcher for a good while now. He's never had blow you away stuff, so he's a guy that you think, well, even if he loses a little velocity, he should still be able to pitch at a pretty high level. Always had very good control, doesn't walk many. It's a 4-pitch mix, fastball, slider, curve, and a splitter.
6'2" and listed at 235, but for some reason, maybe it's the red is trimming. He looks like he's lost a little weight to me since the last time we saw him. I know you're an amateur fashionista. Is red slimming? Is that?
I don't know. I don't know if red is slimming or not. It doesn't seem like it would be.
Full count. We'll see if Fowler's on the move here. He is not. And Bryant bounces foul over the Cubs dugout.
Bryant, one of the toughest men in the league to double up. One, because he hits the ball in the air a whole lot. If he hit it on the ground more and wasn't as fast as he is, Joe might be running Fowler, and he may send him here. Nolasco not an extreme ground ball pitcher.
Swing and a miss for the first out.
Yeah, it's that backup breaking ball that you don't intend to throw, but you get a lot of swings and misses on. And the hitter's anticipating this ball moving out away towards the barrel, and it just spins like a cement mixer and stays inside on him.
So Rizzo climbs in, 2 for 3. A walk, 2 doubles, 2 runs last night. Chance for the Cubs tonight to get to 30 games above 500. They're 70 and 41.
So continuing a run for the Cubs, facing struggling starting pitchers. I saw Sonny Gray in Oakland the other day, and Gray pitched well, and obviously he's a really good pitcher, but he's having a bad year. He has the highest ERA in Major League Baseball. Jared Weaver, who we saw last night, has an ERA up above 5, as does Nolasco here tonight.
Pitch is in for a strike, and it's 1-1. There's Jared Weaver, lost to his good friend John Lackey in the opener.
Happy first Cubs game. I'm assuming it was that little guy there that's here for the first time.
Close, but Fowler got his hand in.
A little sneak attack by Soto behind Rizzo. Catches Dexter flat-footed, but Fowler able to scramble back safely.
Meantime, 2-1. You see pitch 3 on our Toyota pitch tracks. Looked like a strike, but Nolasco didn't get the call. Cardinals are here tomorrow night. Cubs have a 12-game lead in the division. They're hosting the Reds tonight. And 3-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Pirates a game and a half behind the Cardinals.
Cardinals are calling up one of their top pitching well, they already did call up Reyes. He's in the bullpen, but one of their other top prospects will make a start in that series on Saturday. Luke Weaver will pitch for St. Louis.
No relation to Jared and Jeff. Fouled out of play off to the left.
However, he may be related to Dennis.
Possible.
I got all the youngins scrambling to the Google machine.
It would be way better if he were related to Gary Wright.
Dreamweaver.
High fly right field. Calhoun underneath. So 2 outs, and here comes Ben Zobrist, who had the go-ahead RBI double in game 1, hitting .352 over his last 15 games.
He's 5 out of 12 in his career against Nolasco. Nolasco 7-2 lifetime against the Cubs. 6-2 as a starter. He's made 10 starts. 3-2 with an ERA of 3 here at Wrigley in 4 starts. The Cubs have not faced him since the 2013 season. So it's a different cast of characters.
Zobrist settled in pretty quickly this season. An all-star in his first year as a Cub. And here on a 4-year free agent contract from Eureka, Illinois. And he takes a strike. In high school, he played baseball, soccer, basketball, football, ran cross country, track, did it all.
Probably an A+ student.
Yeah, he was a very good student. Swing and a miss. Is that the split?
That was the split. Here's a good look at the tumbling action. Down and away, starts in the zone, drifts off the edge. Great weapon against lefties, although has not had a lot of success against left-handed hitters this year. They're hitting .305 against him with 14 long balls.
Ben did not get any scholarship offers originally. Out of high school, he was going to go to Calvary Bible College and enter the youth ministry. But that summer, right after his senior year, everything changed. His high school coach called him and said, "You got to go to a tryout at Olivet Nazarene." And that one tapped foul as Fowler was running on the play. And as the result of that tryout, he got offered a full ride. And the rest, as they say, is history. A couple of years ago, he was inducted into the NAIA Hall of Fame. He pitched a little bit in college. Played some infield. To Olivet Nazarene and then Dallas Baptist University for his senior year, where he played short. Fowler not running. The pitch is outside for a ball. And a lot of people won't remember that he was drafted by the Astros.
Yeah.
He is mark in the big leagues with Tampa Bay, but that's not where he started. He's run it full. Not a big surprise.
And he didn't play in the big leagues with the Astros, but I remember when he got traded to Tampa and talking to people in the organization, and I'd never seen him play. They were They were lamenting, you know, they said we gave up a good player. And we're talking about his versatility way back then.
There's a quote from the Astros assistant director of scouting at the time. He said, "There's nothing that really jumps out at you, but Ben has no weaknesses either." Fowler goes on the 3-2. It's low for ball 4.
Well, the on-base skills were always there. As a minor leaguer, he worked a lot of walks. Power came later. We got a little bit of a scoring issue here.
Addison Russell with 2 men on. 24 pitches already for Nolasco. And ball 1.
Yeah, if you look on a daily basis at the box scores, and you can find them online, and they'll put the well, in the paper too, pitches thrown. The opposing team almost always throws more pitches than the Cubs do. And it's usually by a pretty significant margin.
Another huge crowd tonight here at Wrigley Field. And this place will be hopping this weekend when the Cardinals come in. 1-1 off the plate inside.
Yeah, Addison was willing there to let that breaking ball clip him in the lead arm. Instead, he'll have to settle for an RBI knock.
Kick and the 2-1 hit the deep center. Trout back on it, and he runs it down. Russell put a charge into it, but the inning is over and the Cubs come up short. They did make Nolasco work really hard, though.
$1 window siding and door installation, 102 Pine Street.
Go, guys. It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
There are 15 weekends this summer. Make them count. Find adventures as you find new trails. Own the road by making your own. And if you bring it all, bring it on. Summer's going fast, so there's not a moment to waste. Head to the Acura Summer of Performance event going on now.
Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Call you back.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up!
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day!
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Carlos Gomez of the Astros designated for assignment today. Low batting average. It's an intriguing guy, especially at this time of year, for somebody maybe to think a change of scenery could get him back to being cargo.
Yeah, he's always had kind of that split personality, high energy guy, prone to mistakes on the bases and in the field, but a dynamic athlete. Obviously things have not gone well for him since he left Milwaukee, and Yeah, you got to believe there's some good baseball left in him. I believe he's only 30.
Underway here in the second. Ball one on Albert Pujols. 56 career homers against the Cubs. Overall in his fine career, 1,192 extra base hits. That's tied for 7th on the all-time list, with Rafael Palmeiro and Ken Griffey Jr. Two and one.
And like his teammate Mike Trout, there wasn't much of a learning curve for Albert. He got to the big leagues and was great right away.
Yep. Wasn't a first baseman right off the bat. He played some third, some left, eventually anchored at first. Earlier in his career, it was a bad elbow, right? Bad throwing elbow, and then it was the foot problem.
Yeah, it
would occasionally bug him.
Plantar fasciitis. Still hitting for power. Average is down. Still turn on a good heater. Maybe he has to cheat a little bit now to get to it, but obviously still a very dangerous hitter. He's driven in 86 this year, 4th best in Major League Baseball.
So the other 4 Cubs starters since Friday, Lester, Arrieta, Hendricks, Lackey, all going at least 7 innings. Nobody allowing more than 2 runs, 2 walks total in those 4 starts. Oh, and a pick by Baez. Not a good throw, but he had time, and Rizzo will get to the bag.
Just spectacular. On a nightly basis. We're going to create a new word. Anytime somebody makes a spectacular play, it's a Baez. But again, they just flipping that ball across the diamond. So I think there's something going on. Maybe a little tender with the throwing arm. But oh my goodness, so much fun to watch.
So 4 outs recorded. 3 have been 5-3 ground outs as Andrelton Simmons cranks it up and waves at strike 1.
That's smart pitching right there. And hit it at Baez. All around that infield, you've got outstanding defenders.
One and one. And another defensive wizard, Andrelton Simmons. Hit pretty well to right, but on the back pedal, it'll be Hayward for out number 2.
Yeah, I was going to say Addison Russell doesn't take a backseat to many defensively, but most take a backseat to Simmons. He's just spectacular.
A reminder, Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Ji-Man Choi, the left fielder, a hit in 3 tries last night. From South Korea, he signed with the Mariners in 2009. Played in their minor league system for a long time, was released in November. The Orioles signed him, and then the Angels grabbed him in the Rule 5. He made his major league debut against the Cubs in Anaheim on April 5th.
'86 major league at bats this year. Well, if you're the Angels, you might as well run them out there and see what you've got.
Mentioned it last night, getting very little offensive production from left field. That'll go 3-1. Hamels sharp early. And as just about every Cubs pitcher at some point this season could say, getting help from Javier Baez on defense.
You hear that? That's the sound of our summer sale firing up its engines, with fares as low as $69 one way. So get ready to take off. Because sale prices as low as these don't happen every day. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Whoa, what is this? A notebook? What you need is a 2-in-1 laptop with the speed of Intel's 6th Gen Core processor. Best Buy's Blue Shirts make it easy to get back to school with the best tech. Tech to impress at Best Buy.
There you have it, folks. It's the greatest double play ever.
Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Add any 4 20-ounce Pepsi-Cola products for just $5.
Papa John's, the official pizza of Major League Baseball.
It's the recon mission for Tango 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run for tacos al pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is summer driving. During the Mazda Summer Drive event, get 0 to drive lease offers on any new 2016 Mazda.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Cub fans, let's go. Tickets are still available for next week's 4-game series with the Brewers, which includes a day-night doubleheader. Don't miss any action at Wrigley Field. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets.
Jason Hayward will start it here in the second. Good numbers against Nolasco. And a lot of Braves-Marlins matchups. 8 for 23. That's a .348 average with 1 home run. Ball 1. After tonight, the Cubs have 3 more interleague games. Line shot deep right. Balled in by Calhoun. And the Cubs will head to Houston in September.
Cubs 12-4 in interleague play. We showed it in our open. 1.86 ERA in those interleague games. The best in baseball. The Nationals are next best at a little over a 3.
Contreras homered last night. First time since July 4th.
Being the tireless researcher that I am, I got looking. Beltre, Cano, Pujols, Trout, Seager. Cherry picked 5 really good offensive players.
Yeah.
Combined to go 6 out of 59 so far. Prior to tonight, that's a 102 batting average. That's called digging for information that fits the narrative.
But a nice throw to nail Cliff Pennington in the 6th inning last night. And the ball that got away from him. This was a bullet.
Fastball, maybe a little cutting action. Outer third up a little bit. Crunched it.
Go home on a 2-2. Jam shot, dribbler, foul. Cubs have dominated. Going back to the first 2 games of the regular season. Angels have been held to 2 runs so far. Calhoun busy here early. 2 outs. Velasco's from Rialto, California, about an hour east of Dodger Stadium. 4th round pick of the Cubs. 2001. He signed with the Cubs instead of attending Long Beach State. He was signed by the late Spider Jorgensen, longtime area scout who worked for the Cubs. And that long tenure with the Marlins, he is their franchise leader in wins. He won 81 games with the Fish. His name's actually not Ricky. His middle name is Enrique, but his first name is Carlos. You know why they call him Ricky?
No.
Because his dad was a huge Dodger fan. It's for Rick Monday. His father, Emilio, was born and raised in Mexico, came to the States when he was 19 and fell in love with the Dodgers in the 70s. Baez couldn't hold up. And Nolasco, who struggled to get out of the first, goes 1-2-3 in the second. What do we got going here?
Ooh, baby, I don't know.
I'm in.
Fill it up with some maple walnut.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin with legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6-million.
One swing can be the ultimate game changer. And at T-Mobile, we've changed the game by doubling our LTE coverage, so you can stream baseball free without using your data on MLB TV. T-Mobile, that's major league coverage.
Hey there, how are you today?
Hey there. That's refreshing. Is that on the script they give you?
Pardon?
The corporate friendliness script. It has an acronym on it, like SMILE. Service means I like everyone, or...
No acronym, just normal everyday conversation.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it.
That feeling you get when you discover a bank built for you, that's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
Our mountains challenge us. Push us back. Knock us down. Tell us it can't be done. But then, one day you reach the summit, and you realize the harder the climb, the better the reward. Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on.
On Tuesday, August 16th, Cubs are offering specially priced tickets to all Girl Scouts as well as their family and friends to watch the Cubs host the Brewers. All participants will receive a Cubs-themed scout patch. For more information, visit Cubs.com/special group nights.
Former Cub All-Star and Rookie of the Year Giovanni Soto just off the disabled list. He's been on the shelf twice, one for each knee. I'm sure every catcher can relate. So just 22 games so far. Hard hit one hopper to Zobrist for the out. Now the pitcher Nolasco, who has one career home run, and it was off Sean Marshall, who was pitching for the Cubs at the old ballpark in Miami back in 2006. They were former Double-A teammates. Fastball missed badly for ball one.
If you're going to be named for Rick Monday, you should be able to swing it a little bit.
Right. Happy 6th birthday, Ada Little. He was a big Cub fan at a young age.
Well, we got a pink elephant developing here.
Yeah.
Just throw it down the middle, you tell yourself, and kind of goose it. Can't find the zone.
First base runner for the Angels is a walk to the pitcher, and it'll bring up Gregorio Petit. He's playing second tonight.
Angels lead baseball in grounding into double plays.
Yeah, they have the fewest strikeouts and the most grounded into double plays in the majors. So you know what that tells you? They need to strike out more double play situations.
Making too much contact. They need more all or nothing type guys looking to lift the ball out of the ballpark.
Curve misses low. The rotation will get more rest with another off day next Monday. We'll see a sixth starter come up and grab one of those two spots for the make-up doubleheader against Milwaukee on Tuesday. Hector Rondon dealing with a little triceps soreness. He did play catch today, feeling better, but probably won't see him in game action for a couple of days.
Yeah, he hasn't had much work lately, but there's no sense of urgency. The starters have been so good. Everybody pretty well rested out there in that bullpen. Plus, the Cubs have a very comfortable lead.
And you know who's very quietly had a terrific stretch here as of late is Pedro Strop.
Rarely would you use quietly and Strop in the same sentence. Hopefully Jason has his supply of potato chips down in the dugout so he can avoid those cramps that bothered him earlier this year and last.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. He got him on the slider.
That's good double play avoidance right there by Petit.
Hey, Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Wow, there's a helmet of goodness.
Escobar grounded out to start the ball game. And he looks at ball one. Nate Eovaldi only went one inning tonight for the Yankees. Dealing with an elbow issue apparently, so a lot of bullpen for the Yanks tonight. They trailed 2-1 to the Red Sox in the fifth. I guess A-Rod will get a start tomorrow in his final game at Fenway. Edwin Jackson, the former Cub, had a no-hitter working into the sixth inning at Pittsburgh. Jordy Mercer has ended that bid. Padres lead the Pirates 2-0.
Well, Edwin's got a no-hitter on his resume some years ago with the Diamondbacks. His long journey around Major League Baseball. In 2010 when Edwin turned the trick.
Smashed on the ground into left, and the Angels have two on for Calhoun. That's their first hit.
Now things get a little serious. This Angels club is it's interesting. It's pretty top heavy. You Escobar with a high batting average, Calhoun, Trout, Pujols, all very good offensive players. Simmons, a tremendous defensive player. So there's obviously some pieces in place. Starting pitching is a mess. A lot of that due to injury. And then the lineup really softens as you get near the bottom, as most major league lineups does. But it seems to be a real big jump with this club.
Ground ball backhanded by Zobrist. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Beautiful night here in Chicago. Cubs and Angels, 0-0.
I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious. Some thrive on comedy. I've sailed upon the 7 seas and stopped in every land. I've seen the wonders of the world. Not yet one common man. I know 10,000 women called Jane and Mary Jane. I've not seen any two who really were the same. Mirror twins are different, although their features jibe, and lovers think quite different thoughts while lying side by side. I note the obvious differences between each sort and type, but we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named a Car Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
We move to the bottom of the third, scoreless here at Wrigley. This is your Coors Light game report, and always a special series for Joe Maddon when he faces Mike Scioscia and the Angels. These two going way back, and Joe Maddon, in fact, was drafted in 1975, a catcher at a Lafayette College, by the Angels, and then spent 31 years in the organization. They gave him his first opportunity to manage in Class A ball in Idaho Falls, and then later spent nearly a decade as Scioscia's bench coach, the two of them winning the World Series together in 2002. And guys, I know these two have a ton of stories about one another, and all I got out of Scioscia was the nickname Soggy for Joe Maddon, something to do with shoes, but he told me I had to follow up on that. So all I know is they certainly enjoy seeing one another and exchanging all the good historical times together.
Kelly, thank you. Now, what's the word? What's the nickname?
Soggy.
Soggy.
Yes.
S-O-G-G-Y.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll follow up if you guys do too.
Do some digging.
We'll ask Joe. As Hamill lines one foul, 1-2. Velasco walked at the top of this inning. Hamill, however, can't match him in terms of reaching as he strikes out. Hey, happy 18th to Theo Hellman. That's a big birthday. There's Fowler. Fouls 0-2 on him. struck him out. Fowler caught looking. That's 3 in a row now for Nolasco.
3 in a row, 4 for the ball game, and boy, real good work there. Great sequence. Going away with soft, and then that 2-seam fastball that starts in and runs back to the inside corner. You see where Soto set up. Nolasco makes the pitch. Number 28 for Chris last night, a massive shot out onto Waveland.
So he's homered in back-to-back games. Also went deep in Oakland on Sunday.
Get over slider, got over all right. Got over everything. Just once in my life, I want to know that feeling. Hit a baseball that far.
Yeah, it would be a bucket list thing for sure. Deep left and just shy of the wall. It'll be good enough for 2, though. It's a double.
And that just speaks to how strong he is. That pitch out away from him, a breaking ball. He had to reach for it. Leans out and imparts a little top spin. So he'll stand there with 2 outs and give Rizzo a chance. We'll see if the Angels give Rizzo a chance.
First base open, Zobrist on deck. First pitch strike. Nationals beat the Indians 7-4. Matchup of first place teams today. Jason Worth has a 40-game on base streak. He homered today.
How'd Bryce Harper do? He's been scuffling, hadn't he?
Let's see. I think he played today. Two and two. Ground ball toward right, and it'll just trickle past Petit. Bryant will score. It's 1-0 Cubs. Anthony Rizzo with a go-ahead RBI.
Little 2-out bingo. Double Bryant, RBI, single Rizzo. Petit, a great effort out there in the shallow right field. Gets glove on it. Can't corral it.
One to nothing. Here's Zobrist. Bryce Harper dealing with a neck issue. He left Saturday's game against the Giants with a neck problem. The 1-0 pitch is a strike. Dodgers had jumped into a first-place tie with the Giants, but the Giants beat the Marlins today 1-0 in Miami, and the Dodgers lost at home to the Phillies 6-2. And the Giants back in first all by themselves by a game. 2-1. Brandon Crawford homered for the only run of the game.
It's going to be a dogfight out west. Dodgers just hanging in there despite all the injury issues they've had to that pitching staff.
Diving stop. Pujols, who's played very little first here the last couple of months. That's the Albert of old. He used to play that position every day in the National League. Good eats here at the ballpark. Cubs lead 1-0 after 3.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, buddy, come smell those flowers.
Don't be shy, come on.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Discover Kia's quality at the Top Quality Sales Event. We're celebrating with great deals on the sleek Optima and Optima Hybrid, as well as the Forte Sedan and Hatchback. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 66 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Or 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment on select models. Visit Kia.com to see how Kia quality performed against the competition. The Kia Top Quality Sales Event.
In banking and baseball, you have to stay alert. With my Bank of America mobile banking app, I can select alerts that notify me when unusual activity is detected on my credit and debit cards. I used to play when I was younger. I love the outfield. All that green grass. Until the championship and the inside the park home run. Sure could have used an alert then. I missed lunch that day.
Mike Myers celebrating his, 29th anniversary of his 30th birthday. Is that what it is? Something like that, Mike? Happy birthday. Growing up fast.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Shares a birthday with the great Rocky Colavito.
One strike to Mike Trout. Okay, so if you considered trading Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah, we had that conversation earlier. Yeah.
Position player, durable, 25 years old.
As
theoretically, you could get more than probably for any trade in the history of baseball, right? For one guy? I mean, that'd be like a Herschel Walker deal.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Would there be a team willing to give up that much? And would the Angels consider it?
Well, publicly, everything they've said is no, they wouldn't. That he's untouchable, but for me, there's no such thing as untouchable. As the team's circumstances change, and things have really changed out there in Anaheim. Their minor league system right now is considered among the weakest, if not the weakest, in all of baseball.
it could be a franchise-changing maneuver. And the second you do it, you know you've traded away a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, short-term pain. Your fans would scream and yell and gnash teeth.
Diving stop, Russell. The throw, however, pulled Rizzo off the bag, and I don't think with Trout's speed he was going to get it. But a great effort. Trout has his first hit this season against the Cubs.
Quite fast for a fish. Here's Mike Trout. Yeah, he leads them with 17 stolen bases. He's a complete player, and that's why we talk about, you know, the potential package you get in return. He's Mickey Mantle-like. Power, speed, cannon for an arm. Yeah, there's no way Addison's going to throw him out. And off the charts in terms of makeup. You know, great guy in the clubhouse.
Well, you've got Albert signed until he's 41, so he'll finish his career as an Angel, making a lot of money. We've got a veteran manager who probably doesn't love the idea of going through a massive rebuild. You have an owner who has shown no inkling of wanting
and also
to deal away a guy like Trout.
An owner who likes to be involved too in some of the baseball decisions and willing to open up his pocketbook to spend for big resumes. You know, the acquisition of Pujols, they threw a ton of money at Josh Hamilton. That has blown up on them.
C.J. Wilson.
Yeah. So Trout is the kind of guy that Artie Moreno wants on his club. He wants that big name that can market a star like Trout.
There is news today regarding Garrett Richards, who was their opening day starter. Remember, he faced the Cubs. He is trying to avoid Tommy John surgery as a torn ulnar collateral ligament. And he is hoping to throw next week. He's been doing the stem cell treatment. If that doesn't work, he'll have to have Tommy John, and he'll miss all of next season. Reading the story today, he says he feels great. Pujols takes a call third. And one out here in the Angels' fourth.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know, he feels great now in a controlled program. He's not really pushing it, I'm guessing, but that's the key. When you start to ask a lot out of that arm, does it hold up? Albert, I think, was looking for the slider there from Jason. Richards, what, made just a handful of starts this year, correct?
I think 6.
And the problem the Angels have that a lot of teams are going to have this winter is there's not going to be a lot of pitching on the free agent market. So you might have to bide their time and just kind of hope for the best next year and target the following season.
All right, so they got 7 total starts out of the 2 guys who started the first 2 games of the season. Andrew Heaney, the left-hander, made just the 1 start against the Cubs.
And nothing out of C.J. Wilson. His contract comes off the books at the end of the year.
Jared Weaver, too. Yeah. Opposite field hit. Simmons is on.
Well, Simmons hit the ball on the ground all night long last night. 3 at bats, 3 times he grounded out. This time he stays inside the ball and shoots it the other way. Yeah, so I think, and that's again, so they're going to free up that money, and theoretically we'll have money to spend, but again, it's going to be a pretty light market. Who are you going to spend it on?
Breaking ball strike to Choi. He held.
Wilson Contreras going with the philosophy, the more emphatically I ask for that swing, the more likely I am to get the call.
One lifted to left. Bryant tracking over near the foul line, and he makes a catch in foul territory. Not much room over there.
Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Book your stay now at the Sheraton Grand Chicago for the 2017 Cubs Convention. All reservations come with convention passes built right into the hotel package. For details and reservations, go to cubs.com/convention. And see, you'll go and there'll be a panel there of Cub players. In that instance, it was Russell and Baez and Bryant. Up close and personal.
Soto swings and misses.
You can dye your hair blue if you'd like. Wear your Cub pajamas.
Phillies 6-2 win at Dodger Stadium today. Freddie Galvis with a 3-run homer. Ryan Howard off the bench doubled in 3 as well. Got Rich Hill from the A's recently in a trade, but he was on the disabled list with a finger blister and still no scheduled return date.
That's an Angel fan, I'm guessing.
Three and one.
Very careful there on 2-1 to Soto. They got Nolasco on deck.
Trout takes off. That'll be a double steal. Not sure if that was planned. Simmons waited and saw Trout on the move, and then he took off.
Well, and this is interesting. Contreras, watch where Contreras is set up and where the pitch is. Contreras is way off the outside corner, so he's in we're pitching around mode, and Hamill throws the ball right over the heart of the plate. So I don't know if Jason's fully on board with that strategy.
So 3-2. 2 in scoring position. 4th steal for Simmons. Trout with his 18th. Late swing and fouled over the first base dugout. And they're loaded. The pitcher Nolasco coming up.
Yeah, and again, I think Wilson, I don't know if he was getting direction from the dugout or just on his own, felt like it was a situation where they should pitch very carefully to Soto when the last go up next. The way he was setting up so far off the outside corner, but I don't think Hamill bought in to that game plan.
One strike on Nolasco. Cubs jumped out in front on the Anthony Rizzo RBI single in the last half inning. Hamels 1-1. Tapper in front of the plate. Contreras will barehand pick up and throw kind of handcuff.
Easy, big fella.
Rizzo. As Hamill gets out of the inning, they leave 3. It's 1-0 Cubs.
Add style to your home with Great Lakes pre-finished hardwood flooring from Menards. Solid oak in 2 colors is $349 a square foot. Solid hickory is only $419 a square foot. Make cleaning up faster and easier with help from Libman. Choose from a large angle broom that's great for corners or this easy-to-wring roller mop for only $6.99 each. Find this and more during Menards Made in the USA sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Call you back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous.
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day.
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Taco Bell's new $5 Triple Double Crunchwrap box has no sides, but it does come with a Doritos Locos Taco, a Crunchy Taco, and a Baja Blast. The all-new $5 box. All mains, no sides. Only at Taco Bell.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Tomorrow, join CSN's Leila Rahimi. Get up to speed on the state of Chicago's Major League Baseball teams on a brand new edition of Bases Loaded, a half hour of team-by-team features, analysis, and more. Watch Bases Loaded tomorrow at 6:30 on CSN Chicago. Here's how the inning ended. As long as you catch it, Anthony, react however you want. Addison Russell will lead it off.
Contreras has 1 gear.
First pitch to Russell is hit high and very foul. Now 1-1. Each team with 3 hits. Swing bouncer back to the mound. And like to welcome all our viewers watching on USA Communications throughout Central Iowa. Great to have you with us tonight. Pitching matchups for this weekend against the Cardinals tomorrow night on CSN. Right-hander Carlos Martinez against lefty John Lester. Friday afternoon, 1:20 first pitch. Adam Wainwright, Jake Arrieta. There's your PNC upcoming schedule. I see the stations as well. 1:20 on Saturday first pitch. Luke Weaver, right-hander, will make his major league debut against Kyle Hendricks.
Not exactly a soft landing for the youngster, huh?
No.
Major league debut in hostile territory.
And the Sunday night game will feature Mike Leake and John Lackey. If you combine those names, it would be Jack Leakey.
He played for the Baltimore club back in the 40s.
1-2 to Hayward. He lined to the warning track in right his first time up. Pujols unassisted.
Moscow's been pretty darn good here tonight. Came in with a .523 earned run average. Just his second start with his new club, and sometimes it can take a while to settle in. Get that relationship going with the catchers.
Deep drive the other way, and it is caught. With his back up against the vines, Calhoun puts it away. Contreras just missed one. Cubs lead 1-0 after 4.
Our 4,000 ASE certified technicians can tell you, hard work ain't just something you wear. It's a way of life. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Right now at Firestone Complete Auto Care, Bridgestone is celebrating the Olympic Games by giving you the chance to instantly win $10,000 and other great daily prizes when you buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Stop by Firestone Complete Auto Care today for details.
Now you have the freedom to save even bigger at the Ford Freedom Sales Event. Just announced, get 0% financing for 72 months on 2016 Explorer or Edge. Plus, specially tagged vehicles now get $1,000 smart bonus. Now you have the freedom to choose and the freedom to save with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get 0% financing for 72 months on 2016 Explorer or Edge. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get $1,000 smart bonus.
Know you can keep your financial big picture under control. Know you can see how much you have to spend and whether you should transfer funds. Know you can easily keep track of what you're putting away. And know you're budgeted for the great escape. Thanks to Virtual Wallet by PNC.
Tonight's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is the Piggery Chicago. To see the complete list of the CSN Bars of the Game, presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com. Ever been to the Piggery, Len?
I have not. Maybe we should stop there for a post-game beverage one of these days. Here's Gregorio Petit. Came in hot, 325 over his last 35 games, batting 9th. And he cuts and misses on a Hamel slider. 0-2. We really are watching something special here in 2016. Not only just overall the way the Cubs have played, but what the starting rotation has done. Kyle Hendricks starting to hear his name in Cy Young conversation. Jake Arrieta with a no-hitter earlier this season. John Lester's 12-4. Get the impression John Lackey is saving his best for last. He was brought in to be a big game late season pitcher as Russell takes care of Petit.
But and because they've built this comfortable lead, it's really going to allow Joe to manage things, back guys off when need be, whether it's the guys in the bullpen or the guys in the rotation, call up an arm or two from the minor leagues, stretch guys out a little bit. It's been pretty impressive the way he's worked it. They got up to such a great start. They had one little stretch where collectively they struggled, all but Hendricks really. And they've since bounced back and been better than ever.
Rolled into center. Escobar dropped from second to third in the American League batting race after an 0 for last night's 2 for 3 tonight. Let's check in with Kelly.
Well, guys, it's interesting what you're talking about. I had a chance to catch up with John Lester, who will, of course, open against the Cardinals tomorrow night. And when talking about guys, especially the positional players, getting a little rest here in the coming month, he said, you know, when it comes to the pitchers and the starters, he personally is a guy who still wants to take the ball every 5 days. He's like, if you want to take me out when I'm at 80 pitches or something and tell me you want to save 15 bullets for October, I understand, but don't tell me I don't get a start that day. And he said that goes all the way back to his being with Francona, and that's just the way you did things. So that's coming from John Lester, who gets to go again tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I think that's an admirable way to look at it. But if you look at what they've done by not skipping guys with off days and keeping the top guys or the hot guys in their normal spot, you know, I think that they might reluctantly admit it. That might be part of the reason why they've been so good.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the results.
They all probably threw fewer innings than ever before in spring training.
But I get it. Pitchers are, like all players, pretty much creatures of habit. If you're a starting pitcher, you're used to going every 5th day. You want the ball every 5th day. You don't want to feel like you have to be coddled, like you need extra days off. Same with position players. It's a badge of honor to go out there and play every day.
Two. Calhoun chased one for strike 3.
That's why you need a manager, and you need a manager with a little cachet who can impose his will, who can tell a veteran club and veteran players, yeah, I get that. I know you want to play every day, or I know you want to pitch every 5th day. You don't want an extra day's rest every now and then. You don't want to come out early. But here's the deal. I get paid to manage this club, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to manage it so we're best prepared to compete at the end of September and hopefully long into October.
Contreras checking on Escobar.
Hamill challenges with that fastball there on 0-0. Trout does not offer at the first pitch very often.
The American League MVP at the moment.
Who is?
Trout's always in the conversation. Yeah. Jose Altuve.
Donaldson, I think, has got big numbers again this year.
Josh Donaldson, who won it last year. The last 4 years, Trout has finished no lower than second in the voting, and he won it in 2014.
3 seconds and a first. He's been an all-star in each of his 5 full seasons in the big leagues.
Leads All-American League position players in wins above replacement, 7.1. Altuve second, Donaldson third. I'll tell you, if Jose Altuve hits like 370 and leads the pack by 50 points, I have a hard time not giving it to him.
Well, and then he's an easy guy to vote for too, right? 5'6", doing all that damage.
Oh, strike 3. Trout can't believe it. So Hamill gets out of the inning. 1 stranded. They've left 6 over the last 3 innings. Still 1-0 Cubs.
You hear that? That's the sound of our summer sale firing up its engines, with fares as low as $69 one way. So get ready to take off, because sale prices as low as these don't happen every day. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate